Okay, we've got case study 00003. Monster Island with comic Nick Kuntzman. Okay, oh God. Gigantic monsters threaten to destroy everything in their path as mankind remains defenseless. Oh, Jesus. Okay. So, Nick, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. It was a rough stretch there for a little bit. Were you able to comprehend and like process all of this?
I think I've had the time to reflect.
Okay, good.
Yeah. It's rough.
Well, let's get started then. So I noticed first thing off, 20,000 years ago, the movie starts off. And then we learn this is not only just an asylum movie, but a sci-fi presentation.
Correct.
Sci-fi channel. And this is where I had my doubts. Sci-fi are the ones that are responsible for the franchise, which shall not be named, Sharknado.
It's not the only little Sharknado reference I caught in this, by the way.
Oh, no,
There's
not at all.
One or two little callbacks to Sharknado.
I refuse to watch those in their completeness because the one I saw was like so self-aware that it made me angry.
Yeah.
I need these movies to be oblivious and amazingly bad.
I want you to try. I can't enjoy myself
Thank
unless I know you're trying. Yeah.
Yes, I don't need plastic surgery disasters. I need CGI disasters.
I need you to swing for the fences.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So we get 20,000 years ago. Godzilla, giant squid, fighting to the death. This movie's gonna be awesome.
I had such high hopes in that moment
God.
too, because it immediately made me think of Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah.
And how really that movie is like Godzilla versus Kong for like 20 minutes. And then the rest
Which I haven't seen yet, so no spoilers.
Oh God.
I know, I'm excited about it, but I was told I couldn't watch it till I had audio description. Continue.
Fair deal. I won't spoil it, but it just does that thing that all Hollywood movies that are, they just blue balls you on
totally.
on the big dumb bullshit that I came here for. You just don't give it to me. It's like that movie. They made a movie based on the video game Rampage. Yeah. Do you remember? Did you do Rampage World Tour when you were younger? Like that was a big game for me when I was a kid.
I remember the game.
Yeah.
I remember the movie coming out. That's all I remember.
Well, because the movie is a movie about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, but it should be a movie about giant monsters smashing up the world.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I signed up for, and that's what I did not get. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I got a Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson vehicle is what I got. I didn't want it.
Which, in my opinion, is not a bad thing. However, if you're going to show giant monsters, I want to see fucking giant monsters.
Exactly. Yeah. But I think the problem with The Rock is he wants to be the only giant monster in any film. He's got to be it.
Take that, The Rock.
Yeah, I got him. Pack your shit up, Rock.
He got you.
Yeah, you've been got. Yeah.
Okay, so they do that, and then it's like modern day, where my notes are incorrect, but I was like, oh yeah, they're definitely in a sub and not in a janitor supply closet.
Incorrect. This is an asylum movie. The whole thing is in a janitor supply closet.
Yep. And then they like lose something, like something gets stomped on by a kaiju arm or something, and they're fine with that. They're just like, well, that sucks. Our equipment is gone.
Yeah, we lost contact. I did enjoy the when the boss, what's his name, Bobby
Billionaire
Ford, yeah, when he like gets on his like little live stream with his camera phone and walks in right as shit got fucked up, because it was a very Elon Musk moment when he was showing the shatterproof glass on the Tesla truck. Yeah, it was great. I love watching a billionaire eat shit. Fuck
yes.
Yeah. I was sure he was going to be like the villain of the thing too.
I mean, in my eyes, he still was.
Every step of the, well, we'll get into this later, but like, because like the whole, because like kind of paying homage to how a lot of the early Godzilla movies were about like Godzilla is like the corrective force of the earth.
Absolutely.
Yeah, stepping back on humanity. The fact that they like start off with this, you know, journalists like grilling him about, you know, the damage you're causing. At first I was like, this movie's kind of onto something, because like if we were to, probably the only thing that'll get us to explore, you know, the seafloor would probably be capitalism needs to steal something from down there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I thought like the whole movie was going to be like centered around him being kind of the bad guy for that reason.
Poor naive Nick.
Alas, yeah, I was so off the mark. Yeah.
Yeah. So then, oh God, I like how Bobby Billionaire, he was like, he's like a 2021 billionaire, only in 2019, and for sea instead of space.
Yeah. Yes.
He's exploring. He's going to help us all out.
Yeah. We have $1 billion underwater exploratory robot, but apparently we only have one that's capable of mining and two that are capable of looking around.
Right. And if you what did that one government agent say? She was like, I'm gonna I'm gonna impound your stuff if you do this. And he's like, oh no.
Yeah.
Fuck you, you're a fucking billionaire.
Yeah, it does. Is it? Well, there was one part too, like, so when the two pilots of the vessel, because basically this vessel has to be piloted by two people simultaneously, and they're like probing around before he comes down with his camera phone. They're like probing around, and the girl says like, oh, we could drill now and apply for the permits later. If it's a fine, it won't matter. I was just like, who's like the parking authority for the bottom of the ocean? Who's gonna show up and be like, oh, you guys drilled before you could? You're the only ones down there.
Yeah. It's the unnamed government association that I don't know what they are.
Yeah, they just have like a 7-Eleven style camera down there. Oh yeah.
Okay, so I was wrong. They actually were in a janitor closet after the billionaire comes down after their thing got squashed or whatever.
Got tentacled.
and Bobby Billionaire's on like live TV, and he's like, and we've got all these great things, and they're both just like cheesing it up with like, whoa, this is a problem. And she was like, actually, this is a really big problem. And I was like, get it? Because it's a kaiju.
Which, by the way, this is the only movie involving kaiju that I've seen that I think uses the term kaiju so frequently. So it's we're throwing it around, and it's like old people saying kaiju too.
Yeah.
It's just like the old French sailor is just like, oh, kaiju.
Oh, don't forget the professor.
The professor lady who pronounces it Caillou.
Yes.
Yeah. What if we had a Caillou kaiju?
A giant little 3-year-old brat.
Yeah, and he has to fight a Charlie Brown kaiju.
Oh my God, stop it.
That'd be fun.
Okay, so then they have this conversation with Bobby Billionaire, and he's like, well, it's fine. You guys can pay me back in installments. And they're like, and they're like, you guys can't take a joke. And this is when we find out that Bobby Billionaire is fucking hilarious.
Very cool. Very cool guy.
Fucking funny. I mean, at least as funny as I would expect any other billionaire to be.
They'd have to have a good sense of humor. Everyone knows that to have a good sense of humor, you have to not struggle at all. That's the best way to get to a sense of humor. No struggle.
And punch down a whole bunch.
All the time. Well, that's why you have to become a billionaire, so that everyone is punching down now. You're always punching down.
So funny, this guy.
Thank you. I like do comedy sometimes. You wouldn't know that to see the shows that I'm booked on in Chicago.
No comment. So then we meet a French guy.
Well, that's where I thought that was like the Sharknado reference, because I was like, why does Asylum love a sketchy French sailor so much?
I don't even know that reference in Sharknado because I refuse.
It's so I only know it because it's in the first 10 minutes of Sharknado.
The first one?
Yeah, the first one.
Okay.
That's all I see. So I've never actually seen Sharknado. I just
like, what's this?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Well, I only have a joke about how initially I thought it was Sharknado, a North Atlantic Treaty Organization comprised chiefly of sharks. So that's if anyone's inclined to look up one of my stand-up clips on YouTube, it's just called comprised chiefly of sharks. But yeah, so that's the only thing I know about that first Sharknado movie is besides it's a tornado made out of sharks.
Sure.
It opens with like a sketchy
Wait, it's
French.
A what?
It's a North Atlantic Treaty Organization. But it starts with like a sketchy French sailor trying to illegally sell shark meat, which is a great crime deal.
I don't know if the asylum love the French or hate them.
It's both. It's for sure
okay,
both.
got it.
They're the anti-heroes of the asylum verse. Which also, that did make me question, do all the Asylum movies take place in a continuous universe? That would be cool.
Oh my God. I think that you might be onto something.
Asylum, please give me your money. please hire me. I know you probably only pay like a minimum wage, but I will work for you for that.
Let's write a script, bro.
Let's write a script right now.
Okay.
It only takes 10 minutes to write an Asylum script.
Right. The outline will take like 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. Done. Rich.
We're in. Median income.
All right, so then the stupid government lady comes in and tries to like bust their balls about doing stuff that probably is bad for the environment or whatever.
Yes.
What a bitch.
Asshole. Did she die in this movie?
No.
I had it. Okay, so in my notes, there's the two people piloting the vessel. I'm gonna call them the interns. The interns. One of them's named Riley, and my fifth note is pretty sure Riley will die.
Spoiler.
Yeah. And as soon as like there's a high intensity situation and Riley starts freaking out, I was like, for sure Riley is gonna die.
He is freaking out at every moment of this movie.
He is not equipped for this.
He's got a ponytail. He is not ready for this situation.
He flies drones professionally. He was not cut out for this.
Okay, and also she prefers to be called Ms., which automatically translates into I'm a fucking bitch in any movie.
Oh, yeah, because did he say Miss and then get corrected to Ms., or did he say Mrs.?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, because I thought he said Miss, and then she corrected with Ms., which I didn't even know those are two different things.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we don't know this? Okay.
I got lectured on it once by a coworker.
Let's have an education moment.
Yeah, all right, okay. Let's have this.
Mrs. is for married women. Miss is for unmarried women. And Ms. is for when you don't really care for people to know that information.
Oh, so it's like an obfuscation?
Yes.
Oh, that's...
Like there's nobody calls... single misters anything other than Mr. So fuck you, call me Ms.
Yeah, I prefer to be called Don
Master?
or Patron. Yeah.
So obviously she's a bitch.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What a bitch. Yeah. Well, as soon as I was like, well, she comes from our hero is a tech CEO. And she comes from a regulatory agency, so obviously, bitch.
Just like Ghostbusters, she's a bitch.
What a bitch, yeah.
And then she tells some joke where she's like, I don't even know why a desk was brought up, but she's like, you know what that is? And then Billy Billionaire was like, oh yeah, it's like a piece of wood with 4 legs. Get it? And I was like, oh man, this guy... fucking hilarious.
He's a comic genius.
Every joke is chef's kiss. Brilliant.
You know, the worst thing about this too is we're lambasting this man when the real this is what a great actor he is, though. He sold us on it that he's Bobby Billionaire, but really like this guy probably like cleared 60,000 last year before taxes. This poor son of a bitch.
Absolutely. Yeah. I still hate him.
Yeah, you gotta. He's a great actor. Good job, dude. You really saw. Dude, also speaking of great jobs, because technically this is my first note, which is just Eric Roberts exclamation exclamation point. And man, did my man deliver. We'll get to him later.
Wait,
I don't want to sidetrack.
Turn into Eric Roberts? Question mark.
Yeah. Every time you think Eric Roberts is dead, actually he shows up a week later.
Oh, he's still here.
But his naval captain, which definitely he's playing as if it's a guy who like killed the real captain but also looked like him.
And he just took over.
He just took command. I'm totally a naval captain.
The first shot of him, I was like, he's wearing somebody else's like uniform. That is not his uniform.
He stole that. He stole that.
He's posing as the actual captain. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But wait, I had to address Billy Billionaire. Is he Australian?
Is he?
Did you notice? Like,
was there a light accent there?
I don't know if he was trying to be Australian or he was trying to hide being an Australian.
I would choose second factor because there were like a handful of lines that he gave that I'm like, it's a weird way to say that word. But the weird thing is like, so even though I really have like an ear for accents, I am terrible at picking up when people are masking them. I just assume it's a new weird accent that I haven't heard. Yeah.
Oh, you're from Mississippi.
Yeah.
See, hit my notes. French dude hit the Old Navy sweater sale. He's got periwinkle zip up. Glomar. Don't you remember what happened at Glomar? The French guy said that. And I was like, no. Are you going to fill us in there? Because I have no idea what the fuck that is.
I wonder if that's a sketchy French dude from Sharknado. I wonder. See, if Asylum has a continuous universe, this is the best. It's the greatest cinematic universe of all time. Well, because they're also dressed very similarly, these two sketchy French sailors. Yeah, I don't know.
These two French sailors are the exact same person. Oh, and then also the French guy, he's like, you know, like that movie, The Abyss. Yeah.
When he makes The Abyss canon. Yeah.
If you need to reference a better movie, that's a really bad sign.
Oh, there's so many weird references in this. Like there's one point where Eric Roberts, again, who is playing just a grizzled old naval captain on a like, what do they carry? Aircraft carrier, whatever they are. Those giant ships.
Yeah.
He's the captain of one of those, and he's like clearly 100 years old. And there's one point where he says to Bobby Billionaire, you know, stay put, or the only thing you'll be mining for is Bitcoin. And what?
He says that line as if everyone's like, oh, burn. I know. Wait, how do you actually do that? Can we do that?
Yeah.
Like, can I do that on my time off? Like, I don't know how to do this. What are you talking about? Yeah. What?
Yeah, a guy who looks firmly like he has no idea what a PDF is now making Bitcoin mining jokes.
Okay, so now like the Bobby Billionaire and the government lady and the interns, they go in their weird sub down.
Yeah, to explore what happened to the $1 billion mining vessel.
Right. And they're down there for a really long time, and then Bobby's like, "Hey, turn on the lights," and I'm like, "Why?"
They had to conserve power. Because this is a Tesla craft. You can't turn the lights on until you absolutely need them.
Absolutely, because they also ran out of air for some reason, and they didn't account for that happening.
It's so strange that they played the "we can run out of oxygen" card while they were above the water.
Oh my
but hold
God.
on, we'll get to that too.
Oh no, we've headed there because that happens, and then like the big giant starfish / squid or whatever it is comes up to the surface or whatever, and they go up to the surface so fucking fast.
Yeah, they go with it because basically this thing is so large that as it rises, they're on a piece of it, and then they're above water.
They are laying on top of a tentacle or whatever, which made me think of blobfish. Are you familiar with blobfish?
I am not. That does sound like something I would know about, to be fair. I have blobfish energy.
Everybody Google what a blobfish is, and I'm going to show Nick because they're very integral to the storyline. Not at all, actually.
A blobfish.
What happens is everyone's like, oh, blobfish, they're so ugly. Ha, ha, ha. What happens is they look like normal fish, but when they resurface...
Yeah, I have seen that picture before.
Yes.
It's a derp.
Yes, it's a full-on derp.
It's a derp fish.
What happens is they just go through extreme tissue damage from pressure. They're basically going through the bends. Like
in reverse. Yeah, they basically not. It's not an implosion because you have to go inward, but it's like an explosion from inside. Yeah.
And that quick ascension to the top made me really wish that had happened to all of those people.
They just all, I just watched Total Recall. Yeah. So good. Yeah, where every time someone goes outside, they just start. You actually get to see Arnold's head start to expand like one of those stress dolls that you can squeeze. Yeah, that was great.
I just saw that a few months ago. It's so good.
It's so good. So good. Yeah.
Okay. So next up, they're on top of this kaiju's tentacle. Yeah. They're like losing air because they can't open a vent or whatever. Because
if the kaiju resubmerges with them on top of it and they open the hatch, then their water will get in. But couldn't they close it again or swim?
Or even like float a little bit before they go down?
You would assume it would float. Well, okay, but this craft, it should float because they still make the point of, so later on, when they're trying to get off the kaiju, they say like dump something because it'll like lose our buoyancy and it'll like drag us downward. So so they do establish that this craft has some sort of buoyancy built into it.
The bullshit in the explanations is fluid.
Yes, it does. They really sell it. I wanna you know what? I do want to take a moment to acknowledge that
Nick.
Yeah.
Welcome to the asylum.
Welcome to the asylum, baby. Well, because all the actors do fucking sell it. They are all working their asses off, and I appreciate it.
That's very kind.
Yeah, no one's phoning it in. They're all trying. They're all trying.
They're like, I got lunch in like 5 minutes.
There's some scenes, too, like where there's like such drama happening, and I'm like, in a better movie, this wouldn't seem hilarious. That's what I almost feel bad for, because these actors are like putting out an honest effort. But then they're in an asylum movie. Because what are you gonna do?
What was jumping ahead? What was the one line the one intern kept saying as like the mountain kaiju she was like,
oh, go like it was like something like go get him, tiger, or something like that.
Something,
yeah,
and she kept repeating it. I'm like, she is going for the fucking
she
gold.
Was, yeah, because she was like, it was like a full close up on her. She's like watching it,
she, quote unquote.
And it kind of had the same energy as in Deadpool 2 when T.J. Miller is just like, he's doing it. That beautiful bastard is shirt cocking it. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, it had that exact same energy.
Okay, so they find out or realize or whatever that it's a kaiju. I think this is probably the first mention of kaiju.
So hold on, because I definitely have that as a note, that we're just saying the word kaiju all the time. It's when the CEO he's like analyzing what it is, right. Or like he says he essentially goes like to say like it's a giant monster, and then when he uses the word kaiju, I'm just like, oh, we're doing
That's
that.
what we're doing?
Yeah, we're just doing it. Yeah.
All right. That's like when they say zombie in a zombie movie. All right, we're self-aware. Let's do this.
Yeah. Zombie movies apparently exist within this zombie movie, which is good. Good to know.
Thank you, everybody. I just really like the fact that the government agent they got to follow along is well-versed in kaiju lore.
Yes, actually, specifically, because my note is just... she studied geomythology, which my note on that is just geomythology. Fuck yeah.
Oh my God. I love it so much. Fuck yes.
It's so great.
Oh my God.
Which is kind of a bit of a dropped thread later. Well, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
There was some crazy practical effect. At least I think it was a practical effect and not some CGI. It just looked like a puppet going over the ship or something, like the Frenchman's ship.
Yeah, well, so what was kind of interesting to me about this whole bit, so there's this whole like long scene where I felt really bad for these actors because I was like, because they're stuck in that janitor's closet that's supposed to be, because this is a different janitor's closet, a smaller janitor's closet.
It's a bathroom.
Where they're in the submarine, they're in the bathroom and that's the submarine. I was really worried for a minute. I was like, is this whole movie going to take place in this fucking submarine? And I'm just going to be seeing reaction shots from the actors on stuff.
I mean...
Yeah, I kind of, well, because they get out of it for sure, but like that whole scene where it's like just the tentacles of the monster.
Yep.
So I love when things what I love about things that are terrible is the occasional moments where they like they're staying within their lane and they're kind of doing it right, because the CGI when it's just the tentacles and stuff, it kind of looks all right. It looks better than every time we see the whole monster.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because the whole monster.
Yes.
A bit. Yeah.
I mean, but even like, did you really need to CGI a fucking drone? Like, you couldn't record a fucking drone.
Couldn't just get a drone. No.
I mean, go to Radio Shack.
Yo, real drones cost money.
those are $50 on Amazon.
You want like one of those big ones though? That thing's like $300. The Asylum ain't got $300 for a drone.
All right. But they got Sharknado money.
They got that. They do have that Sharknado. Asylum, buy a goddamn drone. Start paying your interns.
Okay, my point being, they have this tentacle effect and the French guy's going nuts.
Yeah.
And then he says one of my favorite lines of every disaster movie. Not on my watch.
Yeah. Oh, that's when the thing. Yeah, because another interesting idea that they totally dropped, which is this thing is so huge that if it slaps an arm down, it basically creates a tsunami.
Which is never brought up ever again.
No, because there's a part later when the thing gets nuked, essentially.
Yes.
And it gets nuked in the mouth and then it just flips over. The whole body of the thing flipping over apparently doesn't matter as long as they get the whole thing.
Or the fucking nuke.
Yeah. Or the nukes, or just when we just like
God.
Well, because the size of it's also how we reference the size of this monster. It changes pretty radically.
It changes radically very often.
Yeah, it changes frequently and quickly.
Are you familiar? Real life here. Hey Nick, how's it going?
With kaiju?
No. In that they've been bombing the oceans. Specifically the United military.
Recently?
Yes.
Oh, I knew that we did a lot of A-bomb tests out into the ocean.
Oh yeah. Like
I didn't know we were still nuking the sea.
Yeah. Like a couple of weeks ago, there was one, I don't remember, like a 30-ton. I could be way off. We are going to war with Cthulhu. I
was gonna say, I was like, either because that is how you either awaken Cthulhu or create Cthulhu. There's like no in between.
Either or.
Yeah, you could maybe do both.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. And then it could be like Cthulhu versus Mecha Cthulhu. That would rule. Oh man. Asylum. Give me a job. Give me a job.
Help me. Yeah. I want to help you right then. But there's been at least 2 that I know of nuclear bombs going off that the I don't know, Navy, Air Force, whatever, have shot into the Gulf of Mexico and somewhere else that I don't know where it was, but I just saw a headline or some crap and I don't read the articles.
Well, the Gulf of Mexico is just on fire. Just like 10 minutes ago.
Yes, and that's where it was. They were like, people were like, is that why it's on fire? Because of that bomb? And I could be getting false information off of TikTok, but
I don't know. The TikTok journalists are pretty straightforward.
Yes,
they shoot from the hip.
Yes, they really do. Yeah. And then after we find out that our government official is well versed in indigenous lore and geomythology.
Oh God, because the indigenous lore part, I was just like, all right, because the whole beginning portion of the movie, they're like kind of careful about not essentially making a movie about Indian curses. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to sidestep what I call the Stephen King trope.
Yes.
Because like she does say
ancient Indian burial ground.
Yes, trope. Yeah. So she says, according to indigenous lore, without citing which indigenous culture it is, it could be anybody. But
the indigenous, that one group that is everywhere on every country of every fucking planet and every continent, and shut up.
Well, yeah, but like I thought at the very least they were going to sidestep any like kind of indigenous tropes.
Well, fuck you then.
Yeah. Because the way they were talking about it, I was like, okay, we're okay, but later on we dropped that ball. We dropped that ball pretty hard. Dropped that ball real good.
My son has a theory that the asylum is run by super right-wing people, and that all of the movies are like slightly like not great.
I think this movie really justifies that theory.
In my heart, I like to think they're just stupid.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, but that Venn diagram between stupid and conservative.
Fair. Okay, now we are introduced to Eric Roberts.
Oh, thank God.
Of Top Gunner fame.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Top Gunner? Of course you're not, because it's another asylum movie.
I just assumed that meant that he was in the movie Top Gun and you were saying it in like a cheeky way.
Nope.
No. Oh, so is this an asylum Top Gun knockoff?
Yep.
My God, these people are the only true artists.
Thank you.
Work
oh
for
my
the
God,
asylum.
that's all I've been saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so Eric Roberts, who shot every single one of his scenes in an afternoon.
Totally.
In like a closet with a red light.
With a red light and one Japanese man.
Okay. Can we talk about Lieutenant Maxwell?
Yeah, so what's up there?
Okay.
Well, and then also, hold on, there's one other thing too. When they're okay, so this is actually technically within the time too, because when they were underwater, or when they were on top of the thing, and then because the military comes by and bombs the shit out of the kaiju while they're still sitting on top of it.
Because fuck them.
Because fuck you and fuck that kaiju. But the military swings by, does a quick bombing raid, and then like they get on the radio and they're like, "Stop your bombing! We're on here. There's one point where the person communicating with them over the radio switches to Japanese. That's never addressed why.
No.
But hold on, because our interns respond in Japanese.
Of course Riley is fluent in Japanese because he has a ponytail. What don't you get here?
That's the thing. It makes perfect sense that a dude with a ponytail speaks Japanese. That's fine. But why did the radio suddenly switch to Japanese?
Because Lieutenant Maxwell was trying to fake him out. He was like, "Hey, what's over there? Fuck you guys."
Dude, they're telling us to stop bombing them. Just hop on there and pretend like they got on the wrong line.
Okay, so later on in the movie, I was like, what is the deal with this guy? Was he like, is this like a throwback? Are they like trying to like reference Godzilla movies from back in the day?
That's what I was wondering, yeah.
So I checked out IMDb. The actor that plays Lieutenant Maxwell, who I feel like they were trying real hard to not be like racist or something, because they're like, oh, he's Maxwell.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so Lieutenant Maxwell is the Japanese guy.
Yes.
I thought that was Eric Roberts' character.
No, I don't remember what the fuck his name is.
His name is Lieutenant Maxwell, but he has a thick Japanese accent. How does...
Yep. So I looked up his history of acting. He doesn't. No, absolutely
There's no
not.
reason.
No, he's got a slew of like I'm not going to say racist, but like very like Korean guy at the store, Japanese guy in the background, like.
We're not accusing him of being racist through his career.
Not.
His career is plagued by racism.
Hollywood is racist as shit, and we all know that. But it was
except for the asylum, who's like, we're going to call you Maxwell.
Exactly.
And we're going to make you second in command. All
because
right?
if you have a white name, people aren't going to... Whatever.
Yeah. We're not stereotyping you in this film, my man.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're the asylum. We're only going to stereotype vague indigenous cultures. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, but there was one tiny exception to this kaiju theme. Because I really wanted him to be like a nod and wink to like old like Godzilla movies.
I thought the same thing too when he popped in, because it's just like, because you could kind of hear that his accent was authentic, like, you know, this
and
isn't a guy putting
thick.
this isn't a guy putting on, so you assume that he's probably a native Japanese actor.
Absolutely.
Who they then put into this just to be like, a nod to like, but nope, they just cast him.
But
they're just like, here you go.
No, but wait, there was one. There's one.
There is one.
It was the blockbuster hit that Taco Bell teamed up with 1998's Godzilla with
with Matthew Broderick?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
He was like a ship captain or something at the beginning of the movie for like 5 seconds.
Okay. All all right.
It all makes sense now.
We're going to pull someone from a famous kaiju movie, but not the one you're thinking of. Yeah.
Not a good one.
Yeah.
And not one with an actual role.
Wait, was it Matthew Broderick who's in that, or is it the guy who played Joey?
Joey? No, it's Matthew
It
Broderick.
is Matthew Broderick. I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
How are you doing? Come on. Oh, boy. We've really gone through it. Okay. They're pressing lots of buttons in the weird sub.
Mm-hmm.
The missiles.
Come in.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So the Navy or whoever, they're like bombing this kaiju from above with airplanes or whatever. And Bobby and government lady, whose name I have no idea what it is.
Yeah. I can't remember that either. I remember I tried to like catch it at one point, and I was like, I'm just writing her down as aggressive redhead.
I don't care. They're like peeking out of like porthole. They've decided it's okay to get air, I guess.
He just made an executive decision on behalf of everybody. Yeah.
Oh, I hate them. And then they're like peeking it out, and they're like looking around at all the tentacles and stuff. And then our planes come and start bombing the tentacles that are like 10 feet away from them, or like the bombs or missiles or whatever. And they shield themselves with their like arms. And they're like, oh, wow, that was weird.
Oh, damn.
That sucks that they're like totally trying to like, what? And then they realize that kaiju's blood is magma.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about the magma blood. Yeah, which we are later explained is because like life that develops around like geothermal vents and volcanic
vents. This is all new technology and physiological blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, you can't. It exists outside the biological spectrum, which means that molten rock can be blood. The end.
I mean,
duh. Duh, idiot.
It's all new. I mean, it's ancient as fuck, but it's brand new.
It's both.
Come on. There's there's a scene. Wait. Okay, and then so then do they have tank like grids on their subs so they can get off of it?
So they referred to what they used as thrusters. Actually, I did make a note of that. Yeah, because there's definitely no tank treads, and I was like, it should essentially work on propellers, you would think, but apparently theirs has thrusters, and because like I said, there's some indication that they're like dumping some sort of water out or like something that's used for buoyancy and leveling. They dump that so that they'll drop backwards for some reason.
Trying to get off the magma tentacle.
They throw the car in reverse and they back up off the kaiju.
But the shot of it, you just see like the fans rotating.
So there were. You saw propellers then.
Right at the back of it, like propelling air. It's not like it's
not a plane.
No, it's if you put an oscillating fan on the back of your car and hope to move. It's not gonna work.
And took the tires off. Because this is essentially just metal sitting on top of what we're told is like an armor plating that this thing has.
Made out of obsidian or
it's a rock monster.
Yep.
Okay, so it's close to this point that I had my false revelation, right?
Oh, do tell.
My false revelation, because I was sitting there, I was like, when are we going to get to Monster Island?
Oh, buckle up.
Right. Which is, if you're wondering, not for a while. Because when I picked this movie, I did pick it on name alone. I was just like, Monster Island. That
sounds awesome.
That sounds great. I figured island full of monsters.
Hell yeah.
Incorrect. It is just a location within the... But what I thought was, it's a creature made out of magma that's massive. Like it's like a moving, living volcano.
Sure.
It's like an island monster. So I thought Monster Island meant Monster Island. Yeah.
I mean, yes, but no.
That's not what this movie means at all. But like for a second, I was like, that's why we haven't gotten to Monster Island. It's because the island is a monster. I was very high when I was watching this. So So I thought I figured it out.
Lucky.
Yeah, I thought I figured it out. But then they're like, we're going to Monster Island. I was like, God damn it. Okay, never mind.
Okay, I don't know what this means, but I wrote down Class 4. I don't know what that means.
Class 4. Well, at that point, okay, so they drop off the back of the thing. They swim around, or they're like, okay, there is like, okay, so basically like the kaiju is like swimming around, and they've fallen off the side of it, and it's getting like it's flapping around aggressively because it's been bombed.
Yeah.
And they're trying to not get crushed by it as it sinks down and as it swims around. And there is a great part because like there's basically multiple scenes where they're like trying to get out of the way just in the nick of time. And there's one.
Oh yeah, that's where I wrote down. I wish the Fast and Furious had a movie that was solely underwater.
Oh, damn.
How good would that be?
How many knots?
It would be about family.
It's always about family and Coronas. But there's a part where like she's like trying to back up, you know, to get it out of the way. And she's like, we can't go any faster than this. And then he just reaches over and pulls the lever back further. And then suddenly they're going faster. Like she just didn't think to do that.
What a stupid idiot.
Yeah. Oh, women drivers, right?
Am I right?
God.
Oh, people. Okay, and then they're all sad for some reason.
No one died. What happened at this point? Okay, because all right, we're after the 45-minute mark in that movie.
Oh my God, like it was so much is not happening, and it just so much continues to not happen.
Yeah.
And they're like, at one point they were just like, oh, we did all this stuff. And I didn't know if they were like sad that they bombed the kaiju, like the army, or if they were sad that the kaiju was surviving. Like they were all sad for some reason.
They were bummed out at a certain point. I wonder if I just like blinked on this part of the movie.
I mean,
well, because basically there's a whole series of arguments that happen between Bobby Billionaire and the naval commander. And the naval commander is basically like, keep your nose out of this. And he's basically just like, old buddy ER. Papa was like, stay out of this. That's where he says the line, you'll just be mining for Bitcoin.
Right.
But then there's like a dispute because yet another regulatory authority is like, stay out of this, billionaire. And the billionaire's like, but I have the answers. Their location is really confusing, like where because they eventually go to another base because they learn that this tentacle monster feeds off of volcanoes, and there's not a big enough volcano on the ocean floor, so it's going to a super volcano somewhere on the surface, and that's where it's headed towards. And so like they're trying to stop it from reaching that because if it gets to that volcano, it could trigger an extinction event, I guess.
I totally stopped listening.
That is for the audience at home. See, even trying to explain this part of the movie is incredibly dull.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I just had a thought. You were talking and I like spaced out because that's what I do. I'm so sorry. Okay. What if Eric Roberts is not like in some command station or submarine or whatever? What if he's like God?
He's telling Bobby Billionaire to stay out of shit.
We never see like where he actually is. We only see him in his space and like.
You ever do?
And then like, what's his name? Lieutenant Maxwell could be like his like, what's God's second-hand man? I don't know.
St. Peter?
Sure.
Whoever, he's the one at the gates, right? Yeah, sure, why not? I don't know.
All right, so that's my theory. That's what I'm going with. Okay. So
this is where we get to the drones, I think, right? That's the next major thing that happens is they start trying to fight the thing with drones.
Wait. We got first noted. I'm so happy they have a geomythology expert on board. How lucky are they to have that? Like, what are the chances?
What a fantastic coincidence that this person who majored in geomythology happened to find work at a regulatory agency dealing with the sea, because those are basically one and the same topic. You know,
absolutely.
Yeah, not a lot of jobs for geomythologists these days.
I'm so lucky that she happened upon this.
You could either do that or you can sit at seaside towns in dive bars warning people about sharks. That's what you can do.
I mean, that one sounds better, but that's fine.
Way cooler.
We all have our own little travels we have to do.
The benefits package is not.
That's true. That's true. Okay, so then Bobby's like, all right, who's with me? We're going to go hunt this thing or whatever he says he's going to do. And I call full-on bullshit with, what's his name? Ponytail guy?
Oh, Riley. Yeah. He's the only name I remember from this movie, actually.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, just because I wrote down early pretty sure Riley will die.
Well, I absolutely call bullshit on him joining the crew because he's already shit his pants at least 5 times.
Yeah, he's not here for it.
No, not at all. Okay. Okay. So then government lady is like, oh, wait, I actually know someone who's a full-on expert of kaijus. And I was like, oh, please be ex-lovers. Please be ex-lovers. Please be ex-lovers.
That would have been great.
It wasn't.
It could have even been the same character and still been ex-lovers. Yeah.
Absolutely. But no, it's some weird hippie lady that lives in the deserts and wears way too many chunky rings and statement necklaces.
Okay, so here's where we begin to drop the ball on being respectful to indigenous cultures, because I'm pretty sure this woman who, let's be real, for all we know is maybe just Greek or something.
Meh.
Yeah, I think she's supposed to be some sort of indigenous stand-in. I think that's why she's covered in chunky jewelry and lives and lives in a place called Desolation Valley.
Yeah, they were very like, maybe she's indigenous.
Yeah, she's
maybe.
I describe this as vaguely ethnic, basically. That's like what Hollywood loves to do. Like, just, it's kind of like that. What was that dude from the littering commercials who turned out to be like Italian or Puerto Rican or something like that?
Oh, he all had us like, oh.
Yep.
Guy.
Yeah. So it's basically like, I imagine it's that same scenario.
You listen to Dollop, don't you?
I've listened to the Reagan episode. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good episode.
It's like a 2 or 3 parter. It's amazing.
Anyway, sorry.
But if you're listening, you want to listen to Patton Oswalt react to Reagan's life. You do want to hear that.
So, wait, a submarine crashed or something? Wait. No. That's
there was a submarine that was fighting it. Oh, because that's what was happening. Sorry, rewind a little bit. When they were trying to escape the kaiju during that scene where he just reaches over and pulls the lever a little bit further and they go faster because of it. It's because the reason the kaiju is flopping around so hard is because there's a submarine that's trying to fight it. And apparently their vehicle, even though it's not fast enough to get away from this slowly falling creature, apparently it's quick enough to maneuver its way around a torpedo.
But not enough.
No. But they are there to watch a submarine essentially get karate chopped in half by a kaiju, which is tight.
Yeah, super tight.
That ruled. That did rule.
And I didn't... Maybe I looked away for the karate chop because I think that's why everyone was sad, but I didn't catch it.
Yeah, the submarine getting... Yeah, because there's this totally pointless scene. Yeah. Well, not even a scene, but like a moment where he's just like, we need to go down there and investigate for, if there's part of the hull still intact, if there are survivors. And they... Oh, yeah.
I didn't know what the fuck they were talking about.
Yeah, there's like a debate about... Like, because it's essentially like that maritime idea, like if there's anyone in distress and you're nearby, you have to help,
sure,
kind of
like
thing.
Star Trek.
Yeah, same principle. Yes, same principle. But they... so like they...
Do you want to talk about Star Trek instead of this movie?
I did just watch the first J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie the other day. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. I definitely... Yeah, I love that Spock.
Anyway, sorry.
Let's not get distracted talking about good movies. We're here to talk about the asylum. So, but like, basically, he's just like, we have to go check for survivors, which I'm just like, okay, so there's going to be some sort of part of the story attached to that. But they're just like, nope. And then they just go right back up. I was just like, what, did this movie need to be 5 minutes longer? Because it's only like a 90-minute movie.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did it need to be 5 minutes longer?
Yeah.
Yes. That's why there's so much running through like a cave system or like a rock formation towards the end.
Well, that's like... Okay, so all right, well, so what happens? Well, now we're back to where they're separated.
We'll get there.
All right.
But they're also just like, where is it going? And I'm like, they were like, what? It's going somewhere to feed.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, you just fucking bombed it. Maybe it's trying to get away from fucking bombs, you fucking idiots.
It was pretty motionless when it initially came to the surface. Like, you probably could have just left it alone and then just like dives back down. If you translate what the kaiju says in that moment when it's getting bombed, it's like, bro, I was literally just vibing.
It's just tannin. It's fine. And then they have CGI drones, which I don't understand why they need to CGI drones, because drones.
Couldn't afford a real drone. I'm telling you, the asylum, man. They needed a big one. They needed a big drone that it could carry stuff. They're not paying for that, dude.
This was before it needed to carry stuff. This is just like...
The asylum already spent all their money on After Effects. And that's it. That's it. We're not going any further.
All right, now we get to meet the government lady's ex-lover, the off-the-grid lady who is so fucking off the grid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She is so fucking off the grid,
all
dude.
The way out there.
Did you see that house? She's like stone and logs and like a stove from 1980.
Mm-hmm. Basically the Unabomber.
So fucking off the grid. Mm-hmm. Not an Airbnb that you could ever go to, but off the grid.
Oh my God. I did stay in an Airbnb that looks exactly like
Thank
this.
you.
I did.
Thank
you.
you.
Oh my God. That's so funny that you said that. Yeah. So yeah, she goes there to let her know. Well, because you forgot there's a rift between these two characters.
Oh,
remember?
I'm sorry. I didn't forget. I just didn't mention it.
Just didn't care. But
I just want them to be ex-lovers, so I don't want to mention it.
It would have been better if they were ex-lovers as opposed to having academic beef, because that's what it was.
Because that's fucking boring.
Dull. Okay, so you know what? Ex-lovers. We're rewriting it. This is the purpose of rewrites. Yeah, they're ex-lovers. So she goes to see her ex-lover and let her know that we got kaiju, baby. It's time.
Got Caillou.
Well, Caillou for you, kaiju for me.
She gets there and she's like, oh, this is really important. We got all this stuff. And I don't even know her name. Professor's like, would you like a tea?
Yeah. Yeah, come on in. Let's have a cup of coffee.
I've got so much time to waste. There's like kaiju that are about to infiltrate the fucking world. But
yeah.
Let's have some fucking green tea, you fucking hippie bitch.
Let's just sit. Let's just bask in the glow of your giant turquoise jewelry. There is no turquoise, but it should. There should have been.
No, absolutely. Those big chunky rings needed fucking turquoise, and
did.
I'm so mad they didn't have any.
I think every time she was on camera, I was like analyzing it a little further. I was like, there's got to be some turquoise in there. There's no way you can have jewelry that chunky without turquoise in it. It's impossible.
Thank you.
It's unreal.
You know, she got all that from the side of the road
How are you living off the grid but still going to craft fairs? Explain this to me right now.
Which also, come on. If you were living off the grid, would you be wearing actual clothes and fucking jewelry?
Yeah, that's true. I don't wear pants in my apartment in the city. She just shows up outside. She's got like a full dress with like a vest.
Nope. Like she's got like layers on and jewelry, like multiple pieces of jewelry.
Yeah.
If that were me, I'd be like yoga pants and like a t-shirt that's barely stitched together through multiple washes.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh shit, I should put a bra on. Not like fully dressed, hair done. No.
My off the grid look would be, if you've ever seen True Detective, it'd be that guy in the trailer cooking meth in the woods. I'd just be walking around just tighty whities, gas mask, machete. That'd just be me.
That is an absolute fair assessment.
Yeah. Oh shit, are there kaiju? Let me get my gas mask off and find my pants.
I think I've got some carpenter pants somewhere. Okay, somebody at some point says that they have a pretty mouth, and that's what it was. It was a kaiju.
Oh, it was
Bobby said it, and I was like, ooh.
Did he say real pretty mouth when they saw?
Yeah, he was like, that kaiju's got a pretty mouth, and I was like, do you know what you just said, boy?
Truck stop shit right there.
Right?
Holy fuck.
And they're like really intent on gendering these kaiju. I'm like,
oh yeah,
bro, they're fucking kaiju. Who fucking cares?
No, but you know what? That was another dropped thread though, because they were like, we assume that it's a female, because it's so large. You know, I thought what that meant was, because they didn't know, they just assumed. Yeah. What I thought that meant was when the thing died, a bigger one's coming. I thought it was like a male, and then it's like, no, there's the female, like, and then like a bigger one shows up.
Right, like in Godzilla.
Yeah. Oh, was that it? Which Godzilla is that?
I'm just guessing.
Damn you.
Yeah. Okay, so now he's on the CB with ER.
Yeah.
Bobby is.
Captain
Yep, Captain And I don't remember anything he said, but it was all like exclamations, and he was like,
hold on, now I gotta look.
What do we want? Is an actual quote. And I was like, bro, really? You're gonna like be like a high school football team? What?
Oh god.
Oh no, he was on the phone. It wasn't CB. It was on the phone.
Yeah, because he's got that big naval telephone.
Yeah. But no, we don't see anyone on the other side. We just see Bobby on the phone for like 5 fucking minutes.
That scene. Well, no, because I assume that's where he called Parliament or whatever. But yeah, no, but that's like, yeah, every single thing he says, he calls Parliament Funkadelic, because the only thing that can beat this fucking kaiju is a funky ass bass riff. Oh God. No, so but you're talking about the conversation. You're right. I fucking remember this, where he's like, every single thing he says, he has to repeat.
Yes.
Oh God, that was so, I was like, how long is this going to go on for? Because it's been a second.
It was a long one-sided phone conversation.
Yeah.
All right. So government lady and hippie lady, let's call her, what's the word? Appropriation lady. They get in a helicopter and they're gonna help guys do stuff or something. And government lady is like, "Where are we going?" And she pulls out a map and she's like, "We need to go to Monster Island."
Oh well, this is where she says too. And she says this line multiple times. The lore is very specific. The lore is very specific. This is like specific lore.
P.S. BT Dubs is never specific.
Yeah. Well, yeah. She's specifically talking about like shit that only happens via oral tradition. And it's like, hey, that's why we know.
Indigenous people.
Yeah. I was going to say, I was like, that. You realize that that's why we know like next to nothing about druids, right? It's because that was a purely oral tradition. But yeah, but no, this is very specific lore that we didn't write down. We just make sure that we only tell this to like really smart people. You know, like, yeah, that's how we do it. Yeah.
Thank God, because you, lady who is buckled up in the woods and no one can find you, has this lore. Good thing we all just shut up. But also, I'm so glad you have this map to Monster Island and you didn't tell the helicopter pilot before you got on.
Yeah, she's like looking it up. Yeah, I remember thinking that too. Because she's like finding it. We're going here. And,
wait, you couldn't have.
Yeah. That wasn't something.
Do you need to give that map to the guy that's driving the helicopter?
Didn't have that written down somewhere. Pop that into Google Maps for him. Yeah, I forgot about that.
And then so we go back to Riley and his boss or whatever.
Yeah.
And they keep talking about metallic glass. And I was like, is metallic glass a thing? It sounds fake. So I did.
Did you look it up?
I looked it up.
All right. Is it real?
It is real. But scientific people would never call it metallic glass.
Right.
They would call it amorphous metal.
Oh, I think that might have been. No. They didn't call it amorphous metal at any point.
No, they never did. They
never called it amorphous metal?
Because I would have been like, oh, okay.
All right, amorphous metal.
Because I absolutely did not say, oh, okay. Because they kept saying metallic glass, and I was like, that sounds fake as shit. And then
they were selling it to me, man. I was just like, yeah, metallic glass. It makes perfect sense. Obviously, yeah.
And then I got distracted.
Is it super strong though, metallic glass?
It is. It's actually very. I don't know if it's the strongest, like they kept saying, but it is very strong.
Ain't bad. Like the wrong name, but it is strong.
It's not even the wrong name. It's just a stupid name to call it. It'd be like if you called oxygen air.
Yeah, well, they are using like hyper technical terms all the time.
Exactly.
Like wherever they can jam them in there, they're like, I got it.
We're running out of air. And then I got distracted by Lieutenant Maxwell, and I had to Google him and his IMDb.
Yes, Lieutenant Maxwell, who is also there's one part too where Eric Roberts, because it's like after he gets off the phone with the Prime Minister.
You know what? I totally missed that he was even talking to the Prime Minister.
That's where he got mad at Bobby Billionaire, because it's like, damn it, you're still affecting things from the sidelines. But like he tells like Maxwell, like, go and do this. Okay. Now, and they says okay, and then he just continues to stand in the background.
Yes,
excellent work, everybody.
So now Bobby and the interns are in the actual janitor's closet trying to control a drone, and all I have written down is ACAB. Because then the military comes in and they come to arrest them, and they shut down their whole thing because they just about defeated everything and won the whole thing, and the movie would have been over, and we all would have been happy because we wouldn't have to watch anymore. But no, military shows up.
Oh no, we'd still have to watch the movie, because we find out that plan, because what happened was there was the first drone to find out that it has a mouth. That's where we find about the pretty mouth, that pretty mouth and those glass teeth, and then it eats that drone, but they're like, oh, we can send another drone full of explosives over there, and then it'll do the same thing, and it'll blow it up from the inside.
Right.
And then for some reason, they're standing next to the drone while it takes off.
Dude, it's so...
With the dynamite. Well, because the guy's like, let's hide behind this wall while the drone takes off. so we don't die if it blows
so
up.
no one sees
But
us.
then they go in that room and pilot it remotely. Why don't you just take off from the room? I don't.
Dude.
Yeah. Okay, I'm asking for logic where none exists.
Bruh.
But this is where they blow the kaiju up from the mouth, from the pretty mouth, and they blow up the kaiju's pretty mouth. It dies and it sort of we think it dies, and then it fucking flips over in the water, and that doesn't cause another tsunami for some reason.
No, because it's a different scene.
Yeah, that's true. We're now in a different scene, which means that the kaiju is a different size.
Right. Okay, and I have to mention the fact that do you know the weird ass mid-century gas station between Second City and Lincoln Park Zoo?
I do not. Wait.
It's all white and it's like north of North Ave and like a little bit east of Wells.
I do not know this at all. No. What's the deal with it?
It looks like that kaiju. That's all I got.
That's all you guys. There's a gas station in Chicago that looks a little like this kaiju, just so you know.
Enjoy.
For a second, I was like, "Do they write the movie there? Or what happened?"
That's where they got together every day.
Actually, bought the script from a guy hanging out outside of it.
They bought their skull. All right, now we have kaiju is shooting eggs out of its arms or tentacles or whatever. Mm-hmm. And everyone's like, ooh, gross. Body shaming normal bodily function.
Just firing off eggs. Because this kaiju only has one period, and that's when it dies. When it dies.
Oh, lucky.
Well, but no, they're all fertilized eggs, so apparently, because it shoots all these eggs everywhere.
Yeah, like a chicken.
And then, little babies come out.
Yeah, I don't see the problem. What's your problem?
I just love the monsters that come out of the eggs, because it's just a dragon with a sideways head.
It's a dragon, but like if you put them up against like light, it's like their wings are like insect wings. Like it's very confusing.
Oh yeah, I see. I was just so fixated on the sideways head.
Oh, it's
and
so
the
good.
Complete lack of eyes, I think. I don't know.
No, complete lack of eyes, skin, flesh, muscle.
What am I looking at?
Any of the head.
Yeah.
That bothered me, but I loved that dragon so much.
It was pretty cool. It was kind of cool, but dropped opportunity here, and like genuine missed opportunity, because like, how does the geomythologist not tag in? And this must be what they thought the dragons were. You know what I mean? Like something like that. Yeah,
because she works for the government and she's an idiot.
Total narc. Fucking
Total narc.
Total fucking narc.
Fucking ACAB.
Yeah.
So, and one of them lands in a park. When this is one of my favorite
people just like walking by texting.
This is my favorite part of all asylum movies that exist.
Yeah.
Like the extras that are like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Let's get our cameras out.
Yeah, they immediately, they had the guy flip his camera phone and it's got the big case that flops open. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, that is great.
Dragon.
Yeah.
And then I wrote, fuck yeah, dragons.
Yeah, rightfully so. This movie is filthy with dragons from this point on.
Yes, but not in a fun way. Just like, that's where they are.
Here they are.
It's like more of a National Geographic way than a fuck yeah way.
Yeah, they're incidental dragons. I feel like if you scour the asylum movies, you'll find that this was like an already rendered thing that they had. Like, I feel like these sideways head dragons show up somewhere, or you'll find a dragon with its head on correctly and they just twisted it. I'm certain that that's how this happened.
Oh, my friend. Totally unrelated. You should go watch the Asylum Sherlock Holmes movie.
Ooh, what?
There's no dragons.
Well,
but no spoilers. You should watch it.
I'm gonna watch that. I do. No, hold on. Let me write that down.
You need to, because you will hate/love it.
Oh yeah. I can't hate it any worse than I hate the last season of BBC's Sherlock.
I don't know if you even watched the last one.
I'm telling you right now.
I think I was like, meh, I'm done.
Season 4 of Sherlock. There's a very real chance that it was just made by the Asylum. Season 4 of Sherlock. It was real.
Well, now I have to watch
real rough. Real rough. Oh.
I don't think I watched anything after the wedding, and then I was like, I'm good.
That's I think that's the middle of season. It's only 3 episode seasons, but yeah, that's season 3, which is kind of like the last decent season. You know, that season 4.
Nope.
Yeah. Bird Box Bandersnatch. lost
Oh,
out.
I gotta go watch it now.
Yeah.
All right, so now, let's see. And now we get to the death of Riley.
Man, that was casual as fuck.
Thank you.
That
Oh
was
my
such a
God.
casual fucking.
He was like, oh, he's dead. Let's go.
Yeah. There was like the other intern screams Riley, and he just goes, he's already dead, and then just like drags her along.
Next scene.
We don't talk about it. We don't think about it. We don't care about it. We've all been waiting. That's the thing that surprised me about Riley's death was not that it happened, but how little fanfare accompanied it.
Oh my God. It was just like,
Yeah. Because they're running from the sideways head dragon.
Right.
And they're going down a hall, and just as they turn a corner, Riley's like the last one, and he does the classic like hands up before he gets just nuked with fire. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was wild. Only because they were just like, meh.
Well, because by that point in the movie, like I didn't write it down, but I was like, oh, I guess I was wrong about Riley dying. I think he's going to be in this thing. He's going to be in it to win it. And then they just assassinated him so casually. They're like, we're done paying you. Yeah.
Ponytail guy gone.
Did the military narc also get? Yeah. She died
right before.
Dude, her death ruled.
Oh yeah. And she was like, she said some cliche line. I don't even remember what it was.
It's like
but
just
it's
screaming at the thing while shooting at it. Like she's
you
going,
guys go ahead. Blah blah blah.
I'll hold it off.
Yeah.
I'll hold it off by doing this thing that we just watched two people die immediately doing. This thing that doesn't slow it down at all.
I'm gonna waste some time. You guys go ahead.
Hey guys, the asylum doesn't want to pay me for another day of filming.
Wow, that's so weird. She died. How?
If you notice, most of the people in this movie who are in scenes and like don't have lines, those people are the ones who they tend to kill.
What?
Yeah. They're like the other two dudes in the military vehicle. That's who got nuked first. The pilot of the helicopter.
Yeah, I was gonna say spoiler. They're like, oh, what's the deal, helicopter pilot? Oh, you're dead.
He's done.
Yeah.
Dead. He did have a line or two. So
yeah, he did, and good for him.
Yeah, good. Get that money.
I don't know if we ever actually saw his face full on, but
Look,
he's dead.
Another 3 or 4 of these, and that boy's getting a SAG card. All right, in there.
Lucky guy.
You just keep on rolling with the asylum, baby.
And then they kicked down a security gate, the shittiest security gate on earth. They were just like going through a tunnel, and they're like, and then they like kick it.
What is this facility?
It's let's say it's
I never even questioned where they. Yeah, I never even questioned where they were in this whole occurrence.
I was just like, oh, tubes.
Yeah,
that's where people go
cement
when
tubes.
they're scared.
Yeah,
tubes.
We're in some cement tubes.
I mean, what else would they go to?
Yeah. Where else are you going to run from a thing that shoots fire out of its mouth? I better hop in this tube that can only concentrate the fire in my direction. I better just run down this.
Yeah. Tubes. They're for you. And then, so I don't know what scene is next, but I just know that the professor lady.
Oh yeah.
She has a lot to say about lore. Mm-hmm. And they just let her talk for a really fucking long time.
Because this is the asylum again, trying to just in the most ham-fisted way, say that like trying to pay respect to the notion that there's like, knowledge that exists that precedes like scientific understanding, all that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. But it's the asylum who really should not be handling this subject matter.
Absolutely not.
Not at all. Not at all.
Nope.
Y'all should have just stayed in your lane on this one.
No, but you know what? Maybe if we let her talk longer.
Yeah.
That'll. Nope.
Asylum is the only film company that could exclusively cast white people and be doing people of color a favor. They're much better off.
And so one of the next scenes is a whole fleet of dragons flying towards the volcano. And that's when I decided this movie is awesome.
Yeah.
And then shortly after, I changed my mind.
with the so they're flying towards the volcano and they're burrowing into it.
Yeah, I looked away for a millisecond and they all kind of started to disintegrate into the ground. Mm-hmm. And I have no idea what happened. And I didn't want to rewind it.
They're burrowing dragons. I think they're going for the volcano.
Yeah.
And Eric Roberts tells us that if you attack one, they all swarm you like a hornet's nest.
Right, but why did they all just kind of disintegrate?
They're not just, they're digging. So they're digging into the ground to get at the volcano.
But even the wings
though I think
looked like they were like
they're just digging away. Just digging there because appearing to dissolve is the closest that this CGI comes to looking like it's disappearing into the ground.
Fair.
Well, because although it's strange though, right? Because it's a volcano. Can't you like just go into the volcano?
Yeah.
Into the volcano.
When your blood's made, it's like
and they can
swimming.
fly. So why didn't they? It's a weird way. It's a weird point of ingress.
I had a question about how a giant starfish / squid / Cthulhu is producing flying dragons.
Oh, well, they answer that in just a minute or two, don't they? Well, not answer it, but it gets wings too.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot.
It didn't have wings in the beginning.
Okay. Oh, wait. So there's this whole point where they're like, oh, we need to get this egg into the eye of a volcano.
Well, because what they're trying. Okay, because here's the thing. So because what Professor Appropriation teaches us in her long lecture is that there's a kaiju that fights on our behalf.
Yeah.
That apparently indigenous people knew about.
Yeah.
And like used to fight this monster. But the only way to awaken it is to get some of the other monsters, the main that you want to fight, the kaiju, the tentacle monster.
Yeah.
You have to get some of its blood, which is magma.
A long time ago.
What's that?
Nothing. Go ahead.
You have to get some of this creature's blood into the eye of your kaiju to make it fight the other kaiju.
So,
which is an absurd premise because we've established that this thing has armor-plated skin.
Right.
And it pops up on and magma blood, and it pops up on the other side of the earth from wherever our fighting kaiju is.
This movie's stupid.
It's pretty nuts. Well, because I'm like, well, so you're telling me that because like our guys needed to fly an egg with a helicopter in order to get this thing's blood into the eye of the other kaiju. I'm like, so how did indigenous people carry magma?
Thank you. Well, I think that's answered. Later.
It's somehow.
Okay. So they're carrying this egg.
Yeah. They got to heat it up a bit and then dunk it in the ocean.
Jesus Christ. Like, they got to heat it up and then they got to put it in the ocean.
Yeah.
And then they got to do this other shit. And I'm like, that is too many fucking steps.
Every time they add a step, I was just like, don't you guys want to film less stuff?
Thank you.
It's like, I feel like you're making your job a lot harder.
But also, who has time for this bullshit? No one. Especially people that are making this movie. I don't want to see this. Stop doing this.
Stop talking. I need to see more interns get assassinated. I need to see more giant monsters fight.
So they're in this helicopter. They're like, I'm just going to dip my balls in it. So they put the egg in the ocean. And it starts to hatch. And they're like, oh, shit. This is totally unexpected. Which is like, why did you not expect this egg to hatch? Because you just said it would be fragile and it would open.
Yeah, and then they lost control of the helicopter.
And then they totally all jumped out of this helicopter that was totally a real flying helicopter
100%.
And not land. Yep.
And this is what you should do. If a helicopter is losing control, you just jump right out. You just dip.
Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, dip.
Bail clean out. You're fine.
And then thank God nobody was hurt.
Yeah, no one's hurt. They all escaped the helicopter crash, and then only the helicopter pilot gets killed by the
He's
baby
like,
kaiju.
I'm fine, it's good.
Oh, it got him.
Whoops.
I think they actually kind of spend more time shocked at his death than Riley's, to be real.
Like, oh my God. Yeah. They absolutely were, because Riley was a dead weight.
Yeah.
The helicopter pilot could help them.
Yeah. Like, you know what, Riley, you and your ponytail, you're just dragging us down, dude. I don't need this shit. Not in my squad.
Wait, what was the last thing I wrote? Oh, yeah. They're like, what do we do now? We're going to have to improvise. And I was like, yay, improvise scene. It wasn't very funny, though. Okay. So here's my question after them running through like these rock formations and not caves, but like whatever, which by the way, was gorgeous. It was beautiful.
It's a beautiful area. Yeah.
Are the kaiju babies breathing fire or are
magma? Are they vomiting magma?
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to ask you.
Same question, because it just seems to. Because okay, here's what I think is happening. Right?
Okay, listening.
I think it's actually both. I think they're shooting fire as they vomit magma.
Okay.
Or like when the magma comes out, it's like so superheated that you see like flames over it. But here's the thing:
like in Terminator 2.
Yeah, but when the cop lady,
all the T movies.
when the cop lady, the military cop lady, she gets engulfed in flames, but just vaporizes within them.
Yeah.
So I think there's like some superheated magma under there, as well as fire. But then the question I now
shoes
pose:
are melting and she is being burned.
I think she just totally got nuked all the way through. Okay. I think she's just a shadow on a rock in the desert.
Like T2 in a different scene.
100%. But now the question I pose to you:
yes,
if their blood is magma. And they're expelling magma.
That's what I'm saying. Are they vomiting blood?
Yeah, are their stomachs full of blood? Are they all super stressed all the time? They have a bunch of ulcers, and that's what they're doing. They're just expressing their stress.
Yes. I mean, can you think of a more stressful situation than being born into that?
With a sideways head.
Sideways head, no mother to be seen.
Never going to get into a good
You're
school.
Just like, no.
You're done. Yeah.
How are you going to like pay for college or
so much discrimination in hiring against kaiju?
Much.
It's like
nobody wants to help you if you're a kaiju.
Can't even get a job at McDonald's because they're like they'll just melt everything.
They're gonna be like, welfare queen, whatever.
Yeah, get out of here.
So thank God, Billy. I'm so excited to see this, and so sad that I was wrong. I thought that Billy Billionaire had been killed.
Yeah.
By rock formations. Boulders.
He gets
giant rocks.
He gets rocked on.
He gets rocked.
He gets rocked pretty good.
And like later on, the other intern is like, "Oh, she's lifting giant, super heavy rocks off him, and then lifting super giant heavy rocks from next to him." Like,
just getting those rocks. Gotta move them rocks.
The rocks. She seem to put more attention on the rocks around him than are actually on him.
Yeah.
But anyway,
the nearby rocks.
Yes, because yes. But then we're really excited to find out that it all is working. Not Godzilla is going to save the day.
Yes. The walking mountain or something. I forget what they call this one.
The alive mountain? The living mountain.
The living mountain. Which again, I thought that might be the monster island. But then I found out again that it's just on Monster Island. It's just a huge bummer for me, eternally. Everything
about the name is such a fucking bummer.
It's just, because we really did not get an island of... It's weird because it's like, it'd be like if you called the movie Transformers Chicago. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about that, really. It's just a random place in the movie. Yeah. It's a really strange choice of names.
So there's we get a newscaster in front of a camera, and she's like, part. As you can see, the beach is filled with people looking at the kaiju.
Yeah.
The beach is filled with 4 people.
Yeah.
Looking at the kaiju.
I liked that because it was okay. First of all, there's like some part she says something along the lines of, "You can call it a kaiju," and I just wrote, "We have been calling it a kaiju." But I love that.
Yep.
That scene flip-flopped so quickly from almost a global extinction event to selfie opportunity to, oh shit, a global extinction event again. Because like the monster just wakes up and she immediately just shifts gears like, "Run, y'all! We gotta go."
It starts flying away and she's like, what's she say? She says like, oh yeah. Mm-hmm. She's like, "Anyone in the flight path, get out of the way." And we're like, what? How? Who knows what the flight path is?
Who knows where that thing's going? It's got giant leathery bat wings. That thing's not flying in a straight line.
Is this on radar? Like, does anyone at home have radar?
Who's listening to her in this situation?
Okay, so we're back at like the intern and the government and appropriation lady and Billy or Bobby Butthead, and
God.
they're on this weird Monster Island.
They're on Monster Island now.
This movie is exhausting.
We've made it to the titular Monster Island. Just a quick 75 minutes into this 90-minute movie, we finally arrived on Monster Island.
This movie makes me mad. So they're like, maybe we have to. This isn't working because the big kaiju is now like enveloping not Godzilla.
Yeah.
And they're like, maybe we need to actually literally shoot magma in not Godzilla's eye, which is like a weird one eye, like
we need to get the monster's blood into that other monster's eye for real.
There you go.
Even though apparently that's how we woke it up in the first place.
Right.
But we need to get more blood into its eye.
Right.
More so.
Right.
And the only way we can do that is with obsidian. Which she's like, find some obsidian.
Oh, here's some right here.
Yeah. Of course, this is after like a prolonged, like fake academic conversation about like, I don't know if the lore which we've established is very specific was not so specific about if it's the eye for real.
And then like the remaining intern, she's like, guys, that thing needs our help, not lava in its eye.
Yeah, she did.
She like sells it so hard.
She's in it.
Yes, yeah. I agree.
That's right. This lady's like, my career is not ending at the asylum. I'm telling you that right now. I'm getting into another movie after this.
But she's wrong.
Yeah.
And then so, what's her name? Appropriation professor is like, she's like, maybe we could do that, but it would be unorthodox.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That line.
Oh, these petroglyphs about fucking kaiju could be unorthodox.
Yeah.
What a fucking novel, crazy idea. We should probably scrap that idea then because it's unfucking orthodox.
Yeah. Orthodox does imply an established process that we've done a number of times. Yeah.
My next note is this movie is dumb.
This movie is dumb. Well, so they find the obsidian because this is where my next note comes in because like this is where when I was just like. Because I started off being like, okay, they say indigenous peoples, but they don't say which.
Right.
It seems like they're being kind of careful. Oh, this vaguely ethnic professor with the chunky jewelry, this seems like it could be kind of problematic, but they haven't really gone in. Oh, because then they say, because they find the obsidian, and then they take this obsidian arrowhead, which apparently just naturally occurred, and then
they just happen to find right next to them.
They start wiring it up to a stick, and it is at this moment that you hear like tribal drums in the background, and he says that we will use the knowledge of the ancients. Yes, the knowledge of the ancients. We're making an arrowhead, we're playing drums, and then we make a bow and arrow.
Okay, but his next, if not following lines is Bobby Billionaire says, if this works, I'm changing my methods.
Yes, I'm changing my methods. I vow to protect the earth. Yes, this line. Oh my god, because it's so last minute that like he even acknowledges at all that this is in any way his fault.
Absolutely, it absolutely is 100% a typical rich guy. Only wants to help when it serves him.
It's so great. I will change my methods. That was
I have seen the way of the Lord.
Literally has the arrow drawn, which they're all drawing the string too on this homemade bow that they've never fired before. We're gonna shoot this thing clean in the eye.
Fuck every single one of you. None of this could ever fucking happen. You did not make a bow and arrow. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
You can,
and fuck you.
You can if you have the knowledge of the ancients.
No, fuck you.
God, that was amazing. That was such an amazing moment. I was like, whoever wrote this, I almost feel like they did this on purpose. Like,
oh my god, I hope so. I fucking goddamn hope so.
Well, because there's also the end point where, you know, as he's talking, because like after the thing's dead, he's like, I'm gonna shut down my mining concerns, and then like, and the one lady's just like, and your factories, and he's like, slow down.
Whoa, bitch.
We're still gonna need capitalism if we're gonna save the world.
I'm still gonna need to pay for my mansions.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was what the fact that like his end lesson was like, I'll use capitalism differently. I was just like, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
Thank you, Bobby Bezos.
Yeah, Bobby Bezos. Bobby Bezos Musk.
So it ends with like this crazy giant egg that they were just like, oh yeah, that's an egg. And I was like, what the fuck is that? That's not an egg. And
oh yeah, because is that like enclosing the not Godzilla who fights the kaiju?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
it was basically like,
well, because they hit it with this arrow.
Question mark.
Yeah, because they hit it with this arrow,
right?
And then just everything like blows up,
right? And turned into an egg,
into a giant egg,
just like a chrysalis. Where when a butterfly makes, when a caterpillar makes a chrysalis,
kaiju pillar.
It melts and dissolves, and then it creates a brand new life, which is a chrysalis / egg / whatever the fuck they decided to do with this movie. The end? Question mark.
The end? Question mark.
I have a big question for you.
Find your center. Serenity now.
What, in your opinion, would have been a better name for this movie?
That's a hard question.
I know, right?
Because honestly, almost anything besides Monster Island would have been a better name.
Thank you.
Why did you name this movie again? But I think that's why they called it Monster Island, because what else could you call it? Because it's too...
Because at the end they kept saying, oh, Monster Island. Oh, yeah, Monster Island.
Yeah.
You mean Monster Island? Oh, yeah, Monster
They
Island.
They were cramming it in as quickly as they possibly.
Absolutely.
That almost reeked of reshoots.
Oh, my God. They were like, last minute edits.
We had a different title that we found out was already somebody else's intellectual... Guys, we can't call it King Kong versus Godzilla anymore. But that's the thing, I don't know, because the problem with this movie is its premise is so nondescript. You're working with, because essentially you're building up the whole movie to a monster fight, which, by the way, the monster fight is the big not Godzilla shows up and nukes all the little kaiju with its death breath.
I hate it.
Then the main tentacle kaiju latches onto its back, and that's when you have the whole we make an arrow and then we shoot it and then it becomes an egg. So your whole big monster fight was
a hug.
It was it's like one bear hug and then one arrow shot and then a big explosion,
which doesn't make any sense, but continue.
Yeah, I don't know why that explosion happened at all, but they... Oh, you know what? Although, hold on. We did forget one thing.
What?
Because the last line is, the whole world is Monster Island.
Oh!
The whole world is Monster Island.
I forgot.
Because the end question mark is basically because, are there any more of these things out there?
Yeah.
I don't know. The whole world is Monster Island.
Oh my God, what did you just say? Oh fuck, we gotta prepare for this shit.
That's right.
What are you saying? Oh my God, no, don't
Sequels,
fade out right
baby.
now. We have stuff to fucking organize.
There's so many. You have to organize. So that being said, a better name for okay, do you have any better names for this movie? Right? Because what could you call it? Because it's not, because it's just a tentacle monster.
The Billionaire and the Beast.
The Billionaire and the Beast. That kind of works. Elon Musk, a cautionary tale.
Why people shouldn't be able to make that much money.
Something about sea mining.
I mean, it's all his fault, right? He's the one who woke it up, right?
At no point in the movie do we establish any sort of it's his fault. I guess technically...
But it's totally his fault.
I mean, technically it's the intern's fault. They didn't wait for permission before they went poking.
But they work for an asshole.
They do. They're unpaid. So I guess we could just call it the interns.
Oh, man, you made me do a spit take almost.
Yeah. It's my goal.
The Interns.
The Interns.
Our new favorite movie that I'm going to watch 5 more times. Nick, such a pleasure.
This is great. This is a lot of fun.
I love these movies, and I'm glad that you shared this with me. Do you have anything to promote right now?
Okay, so we just finished the first leg of it, and due to the Delta variant, we're not sure when we're going to be resuming that comedy tour that I was telling you about earlier. But if you want to look me up on Instagram, I'll be posting any updates that we have on it. It's called the Human Extinction Comedy Tour. We just did a whole bunch of shows in the South. and we're hoping to eventually book out legs, in other cities and everything. But I'll post any updates on that on my Instagram or my Twitter. My Instagram is Nick's Not Funny 420, and my Twitter is Nick's Not Funny 69.
Covering all the numbers.
I did.
Also,
this was for your show.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, no, and this was for your one show, the Zoom show that I did.
Yeah.
I actually created an OnlyFans.
Nice.
So that I could finally have a Nick's Not Funny 666. Yeah. So those are my places that you can find me doing stuff.
Oh, bless.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Nick is an amazing prop comic. No one else knows that except for me.
Yeah, and the people who watch that show.
Right. Yeah. So me. But thank you so much, Nick, again. And that is it. I will be contacting you soon. So pick another horrible movie to watch.
Hell yeah. We should do this again.
Fuck yeah. Thank you. Goodbye.
Asylum out.